Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men, Real Style. Today, I'm going to be answering the question, how should an older man dress? Basically, I received an email from a gentleman, he's in his 60s, and he's asking me, Antonio, how should I dress? Now, I want to let you know that this is brought to you by Kirby over at the Hanger Project. Kirby runs his company out of Dallas, Texas. It's a great company. In fact, what Kirby does is he scours the globe looking for the best products in menswear to bring to you. So he's found some amazing socks coming out of Italy, ties coming out of Italy. He makes some amazing hangers. In fact, he's got a really great story. A University of Texas alum realized that there are not great hangers out there for the suits and trousers out there that men are spending thousands of dollars on. So he went off and he started a company. I really admire what Kirby's doing. If you haven't checked out his company, just go check it out because you'll be amazed at the quality of products that are out there. If you get tired of going to places like Target and Walmart and just seeing really the disposable stuff that they try to sell, go check out what Kirby has. You will be amazed. He's got things there which you'll pass on to your son that will last you a lifetime. Okay, so the question that came into me is, Antonio, I noticed that all the clothing out there is for young men. I'm a 60-year-old man. How should I dress? I want to go out and enjoy a night on the town. What do you suggest that I wear? So gentlemen sent me that question. I really want to address it. But first, let me talk about some of the problems. So a lot of older guys in their 50s and 60s are getting laid off. And they're finding they're out there and it's hard. They're competing against guys who are half their age, who will take half the salary. And it's a tough world. In addition, there are guys that have worked 25, 30 years. Master sergeant, first sergeant gets out of the Army. And he finds that he's worked 25, 30 years of his life away. He's still single because the Army didn't issue him a wife. Okay, that was supposed to be funny. But in any case, they're finding they're at this age, they're out there competing with younger men. How should they dress? How should they present themselves? Well, I'm going to give them a number of tips. I'm going to talk about 5 things in particular, which I would recommend for an older man. The number one thing is do not try to dress like a 20-year-old. Do not try to dress like a teenager. A lot of guys, especially I hear this from guys getting out of the military, they're in their late 40s and they find that they have the same clothing that they wore when they entered. That REO Speedwagon shirt, yep, they've still got that because they picked it up at the concert back in 1988. Okay, guys, if that's the case, you really want to upgrade and you don't want to, you don't want to dress like a 20 or 30-year-old. Do not wear the torn up jeans. And if you're in your 30s, you probably shouldn't be wearing torn up True Religion jeans. And you want to be wearing age-appropriate clothing. So what is that? Let me get into number 2. Find brands that suit you. So if you're in your 60s, your body is starting to change. The levels of testosterone are starting to go down, although if you're working out, eating red meat, taking care of yourself, they could remain up. But you're probably finding that your body is shifting. You want pants that suit you, perhaps have a little bit higher rise. Go see my friend, Casey Golden. She's over at The Butt Therapist, and she's going to recommend, in the interview we did, she talked about Zegna jeans. You can do a quick search on jeans for the older man. I talk about this, but you want to find brands which suit your age. So go to the finer menswear stores, talk to them. You don't have to buy from them. Talk to them and learn from these guys. So that was number 2. Find brands. Number 1, don't dress like a teenager. The other one, and number 3, is understand that society has expectations and that society stereotypes you. People look at you and they make this quick decision. And as an older man, they're looking to you for leadership. You have a place in society, and don't try to fight that. Use it to your advantage. Women are attracted to older men. I know, I married one. I married a younger woman, not an older man. Okay, guys, that came out wrong. Okay, so that was number 3. Let's go to number 4. Own the latest technology. So why is it important for you to have the latest iPhone or the latest Droid, or to be, sporting a pretty good laptop? Because there's a stereotype out there that older men aren't able to keep up on technology. So if you're talking about that Facebook thing or that YouTube thingamajig or the Twitter, the Twitter, you want to understand that technology. So spend some time, understand the technology, carry a nice new phone that's a smart. You don't have to use everything on it. The reason you want to do that is you want to, if you go into a meeting and you're surrounded by a bunch of 20-year-olds, you want to be able to put your phone on the table or your iPad and for them to understand, yes, you, without saying a word, you say that I am up on technology. I have the latest gear. You don't have to try to school me on it. Let's get to business. Okay. So the final thing, tip number 5, gentlemen, is experiment with the classics. I know you're not in your 20s anymore. You're not getting a mohawk, not coloring your hair. But what you can do is you can introduce a Panama hat. You can look at a Guayabera. You can start to wear gray flannel trousers. Those have been around for 50, 75, 100 years, and they're going to continue to be around. They looked great on your father and your grandfather. I don't know if your father wore them, but your grandfather probably rocked them. So don't be afraid to experiment with the classics. All right, those are my 5 tips for a gentleman over the age of 60, if you're in your 50s, for the older gentleman to dress sharp. Hope you enjoyed them, and definitely go check out the Hanger Project and say hi to Kirby when you go visit him. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.